Hey guys, Basic Battles here. It's been a while, but I thought since, recently I've been watching Death Battle's spinoff show, DBX, and I've actually quite enjoyed it, and I wanted to share my thoughts about it so far. And I know there's been like a lot, in the past, DBX has been criticized for bad animation, which is really all you could have faulted it for at the time, because that's all it was. It was just, that whole no rules, bloodshed, only bloodshed or something. I forgot what it was. It was like no rule. Damn, I'll have to go back. I've watched a couple. There were a couple that I really enjoyed, though. There was Raphael versus Wolverine. There was, I can't think of any off the top of my head, actually. And that's actually kind of sad. I thought Doomsday versus Broly was pretty decent. That's one I can actually kind of remember because, it's two pretty big characters. I can't think of any at the top of my head, but I stopped watching after a while, and then I haven't really watched any. I didn't watch any of the recent ones until I finally saw the preview after season 7, or was it? I think it was season 6 that ended after All Might versus My Guy. And I saw, like, it was, DBX was out, and there was this new guy called Ringmaster, and I was really interested. And at first, like, last season, I actually really liked Ringmaster. I like this new guy. I like this host. Even though people harp on it, I actually have a soft spot for the little analysis. And even if, it does take up over half the fight, I do find Ringmaster charming, and I just find it enjoyable, And there are, it's funny because the jokes I think actually hit more than Death Battle. But the problem was there were still like some clunkers. Like obviously you had, in my opinion, the best what am I trying to say? The best DBX ever, in my opinion, was last season, which was Blaziken versus someone. I don't know why I only remember Blaziken, but it was just this. It was basically just a Pokemon battle royale, and I don't know anything about Pokemon, but I just found that the animation was just very entertaining, and there was just a lot going on at one time, but it was never convoluted at all. It was just really, it was a really fun battle. The only other one I remember is one of the worst DBXs, which is Yang versus Bakugo, which is just awful. I hated that one. I don't want to go into detail because this is supposed to be a positive thought, but so after Yang versus Bakugo, I basically gave up on DBX because there were most of the episodes, while like enjoyable. I actually went into the season with such high hopes. I was actually pretty hype. I don't know why I was hype. It's a DBX, but I was actually pretty hype for Vegeta versus Thor and the DBX because I actually kind of liked the mediocre 1 minute melee, and I kind of liked the battle, but it was kind of boring for people like Thor versus Vegeta, and I thought, well, maybe they can improve. Death Battle can somehow improve on the 1 minute melee formula, which I should have saw this coming. It was really bad. It was like a 30-second fight, and it was so poorly animated, and there was like 3 moves total. I'm pretty sure Vegeta just powered up, he hit Thor with something, and then Thor yelled, and then he threw his hammer and he won. I think that's what happened, but I might be wrong. I don't know. It's been a while since I watched it, but I hated that battle so much. But Ringmaster was still kind of charming, and I still kept watching. Okay, actually, it's all starting to come back to me now, as I remember the next one was like a Fire Emblem character versus Mulan, which was a decent little sprite battle, but like I already knew who the winner was going to be. Oh, also, one of the things I kind of like about this new one is that it's not like just randomly generated, because while there is research, like it's a fan poll, which also kind of brings up a problem, because what's the point of doing this research in air quotes? What is the point of giving these mini analysis if it's just fan voted? It kind of reminds me of Superpower Beatdown. If you guys know, I think they're still doing episodes of that. I think they're on like episode 40 or something. I actually really like that show. Go watch it if you haven't. It's at Bat in the Sun. It's really cool. It's on YouTube. It's a fan voted thing, but they have like they go to like these conventions and they ask fans. They're like, who do you think would win a fight between? I think one of them was like Green Ranger versus Ryu, which is actually a really good, which is a really fun battle. And I just really like that format, you know? But it's like, that's not really analysis, that's just asking fans who they think is going to win, which is what they already do to determine the battle, you know? Like, yeah, some of the fans give reasoning, but some of them are like, Deadpool's pretty cool, so I'm going to pick him to win over Batman or something, you know? You know, that's really all the insight the fans gave for Superpower Beatdown. But it just doesn't make sense, because they give like this powers, like they give like the powers and like the super moves that they can do, and then they're just like, vote next time on DBX, determine the winner. Doesn't really make much sense. But where was I getting with this? Oh yeah, the positives. So the positive of DBX this season is that, like, they've actually focused, instead of focusing more on research, they focus more on comedy, I guess, which I wouldn't say is a strong suit per se, but what I really liked about the first season with Ringmaster is his charisma, and I really like seeing how he bounces off Wiz or Boomstick or Dummy or Cell now. Like, what the hell? It's really it's really weird now. Go watch the recent episode. I'm pretty sure it's I just saw it. What the hell? I can't believe I already forgot this. I just watched that episode and I already forgot. I think I suffered from memory loss. But anyway, Ringmaster is actually charming. There's a lot more like funny like little jokes and stuff. Like Wiz and Boomstick are actually pretty funny in the show because they're not next to each other. I feel like Wiz and Boomstick are just not funny together anymore. It's kind of sad. But Ringmaster's funny, and they put each other. And comedy is subjective, so I understand if you don't like it because, well, it's not because you don't think they're funny. I understand that some jokes don't land, but I think that it's pretty nice. It's pretty funny. You know, it's charming. But, like, where they really stepped it up this season is the animation. I mean, it's the battles themselves, not just the animation, but, like, the battles. The best fight of this season was a Sailor Moon character versus the Blue Ranger. I don't know why I'm not remembering. I've watched this entire season. There was also a nice battle between Donald Duck and Daffy Duck. Zuko versus Roy Mustang was pretty cool. The first one, Vegeta versus Gogeta. Vegeta versus, I think that's what Gogeta's called. That was a really solid battle. And I've never watched an episode of Dragon Ball in my life, and it was really entertaining, honestly. And like, yeah, now I remember what the most recent one was. The most recent one was probably the worst battle of the season. It was one of those, every time DBX has ever done a 3D battle, it's been bad. And correct me if I'm wrong, because there actually might have been like one good one, but I don't think there has. 3D DBXs are infamous for being bad. Mikasa versus Spider-Man, Saitama versus Kenshiro. I almost said Jotaro. What else? Ezio versus the Prince of Persia last season, which wasn't bad, but it was just like really stiff animation. It just had no life. Daredevil versus Kenshi was bad. Oh my god. There's probably a couple more I'm missing that were bad. But this recent one, the Lord, I can't believe I always forget his name, but the villain from Kingdom Hearts and Emperor Palpatine. I'm forgetting like all the names. I only remember like one of the opponents on these Death Battle shows. But, yeah. It was pretty bad. It was just, the effects were really bad. The death was kind of weak, even though I kind of like that last shot. It was just kind of bad. It had some of the same problems I just said about Ezio versus Prince of Persia. It was really stiff animation. It wasn't fun to watch. Kind of made me cringe a little bit. You know, I just think they should stick to their sprite battles, because that's really where they've done well this season. Like I said, my favorite ones have been Vegeta versus Goku. Actually, hey, look, they did do a good 3D battle, which was the Pokemon Blaziken battle thing. I thought that was really fun. I thought that was good, But anyway, I think I've talked enough. I just wanted to make this episode because I haven't done a video in a while. And, I've liked DBX this season, and, just wanted to share my thoughts. If you'd like to, you can comment, your thoughts on DBX this season, or maybe DBX as a whole, So, have a nice day. Thank you for watching.